Hello, I'm your host, Hugo Alejandro Pedrosa. Last time you learned how to ask for a promotion at work. Today you will learn to identify and talk about the different types of training available to achieve specific career goals. You will also learn about class schedules at community adult schools and employment preparation centers. Let's visit Teshomi, Mrs. Lopez, Maria, Ara, and An at the restaurant and see how they're doing. Listen to them talk about getting more training. Watch and listen.
I wonder what's keeping on. She's never this late.
Maybe she's out having a good time. It's Saturday, you know.
Anyway, Grandma, I asked Mr. Novella about the job promotion, and he said I can have the promotion as long as I take a word processing class.
Great. Are you going to take the class?
Of course I am. But I'm not sure where to take it. Ms. Williams suggested I talk to someone at school, but there's not going to be anyone in till Monday.
Well, when you find out, I would like to know, too. My supervisor suggested I take some classes to become a licensed vocational nurse.
Are they college classes?
No, you don't have to go to college. You can take the LVN program that's available at the regional occupational centers and skill centers around Los Angeles.
Oh, hi, Teshomi. I didn't know you were working today.
Hi, Maria. My boss, Mr. Reynolds, was short on help today, so I came in. How are you all doing?
Fine. We're fine. How are you doing? How's school?
It's okay. I'm almost done with my English classes, but now I need to figure out where I'm going to study next.
You know what classes you're going to take?
Yes, I do, but I don't know where to take them. My ESL teacher told me I should talk to a counselor.
Hi, Ann. Slow down. Looks like you need to catch your breath.
Right. I ran all the way here from school. There's a job fair going on over there today. I wanted to check it out, and it's great.
What's a job fair?
It's an open house where you can learn about different jobs and talk to different employers. They come from large and small companies. They even have college representatives.
College representatives? I sure like to talk to one of those.
Me too, but I don't get off work until 2. Is that too late?
Nope, the job fair runs all day. Just come when you're done.
Show me.
Well, gotta go. I'll see you at the job fair later.
See you. Bye.
Hello and welcome back. My name's Barbara Witz and I'll be your teacher today. Let's talk about what we just saw. What class does Mr. Novella tell Maria she has to take before she gets the promotion? Right, a word processing class. Does Maria know where she's going to take the word processing class? No, she doesn't. Who does Miss Williams suggest Maria talk to? Right, a counselor. Where can Mrs. Lopez go to get the classes she needs to get her LVN certificate? Right, to a regional occupational center or skills center. Teshomi's ESL teacher tells him to talk to somebody. Who is it? That's right, a counselor. Who comes running into the restaurant all out of breath? That's right, An does. What does An say is going on at the school today? Right, a job fair. What is a job fair? Yes, it's an open house where you can meet different employers and find out about different jobs. Does Teshomi plan to meet An, Ara, Maria, and Mrs. Lopez at the job fair or the movies? Right, at the job fair. Let's watch our friends at the job fair. Does Ara find out about an automotive class he wants to take? Does the counselor recommend Teshomi enroll in the Diploma Plus program? What is the GED exam? Does Teshomi find out about the community college system? Let's watch and listen.
A man from a big magazine company gave me his card, and he said they always need word processors, and that I should call him for an interview.
That's wonderful, Maria.
So, Ara, did you find out about a new class?
I sure did. An advanced auto suspension Steering and brakes class. It's offered at AFOC and is exactly what I need to improve my skills.
What's AFOC?
It stands for Abram Freeman Occupational Center. It's one of the regional occupational centers nearby.
That's great, Ara. So, who told you about it?
That counselor over there, Mrs. Schwab.
I'm so glad Tashomi could make it. This job fair is great. So, did the counselor really help you that quickly?
You should have seen how helpful she was. She explained all about the occupational center classes, and she told me which center offered the classes I want and which ones are closer to where I live.
Did you talk to her too, Grandma?
I didn't want to bother her.
But Grandma, she's here to help.
So if I want to be a high school teacher, what do I do?
Well, you need to go to college, of course.
Yes, I know that. But I don't have a high school diploma from here, and I can't afford to go to college.
There's a way you can do it. As soon as you finish the ESL Level 6 class, you should enroll in the Diploma Plus program.
Diploma Plus?
Yes, it's another school program. It prepares you for the GED test in your college education.
What's the GED test?
The GED stands for General Education Development. It's a preparation and testing program. It tests for high school subjects such as math, English, U.S. government, and literature. When you pass the test, you get your GED certificate, which is just like a high school diploma.
So then I don't have to go to high school to get into college.
Well, not if you have a GED certificate.
Well, that sounds really good. But what about college? It's so expensive.
Don't you know about the community college system?
Hi, Tashomi.
Hi, Ann. Hi, Maria.
Hi. You know, I have a friend that went to community college, and I heard it wasn't that expensive.
That's right. You can take classes at night so that if you work during the day, you can still go to school.
So then I can become a teacher after I go to community college.
Not exactly. To become a teacher, you'll need both a teaching credential and a BA, a Bachelor of Arts degree. You can't get a BA from a community college.
How can I get a BA degree?
After about 2 or 3 years of study, you'll have to transfer to a state university or college. Another 2 years or so, and you'll have your BA. It's a little more expensive than community college, but you'll have time to save up in the meantime. Let's talk about what you just saw. Does Maria say a magazine publisher just offered her a job interview? Yes, she does. Does Ara find out about an automotive class he wants to take? Yes, he does. Who recommended the class to Ara? Right, the counselor, Mrs. Schwab. Is the class Ara wants to take at a community college or at a regional occupational center? That's right, it's at a regional occupational center. Who does Maria see talking to the counselor? Right, she sees Tashomi. Has Mrs. Lopez spoken to the counselor yet? No, she hasn't. Does Tashomi want to be an engineer or a high school teacher? Right, he wants to be a teacher. Does the counselor recommend Tashomi enroll in the Diploma Plus program? Yes, she does. What exam does the Diploma Plus program prepare you for? Right, the GED exam. Is the GED certificate like a high school diploma? Yes, it is. Does Tashomi learn about the community college system? Yes, he does. Can Tashomi get his bachelor's degree from a community college? No, he can't. He has to go to a state college or university to get a BA. Now let's watch as Ann Maria and Mrs. Lopez talk to the counselor, Mrs. Schwab. Does Mrs. Schwab suggest they take classes at the Business Industry School? What does Mrs. Schwab show Ann and Maria? Does Mrs. Schwab help Mrs. Lopez find classes to get her LVN? Let's watch and listen.
The School of Business and Industry offers a great class in retail marketing.
Just the thing I need to learn about when running a small business.
And that's only one of the many business classes we offer.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Let me know if there's any more questions I can answer for you. Can I help you with something?
Yes, I'm interested in taking a class to learn more about computers.
Have you worked with computers before?
Yes, I do data entry at my job, and I've also taken an introduction to word processing class a little over a year ago.
Well, then you'll want our class in word processing. It's offered in a few places. What part of town do you live in?
In the Hollywood area?
Well, the School of Business and Industry and the Abram Friedman Occupational Center both offer that class. Those are the schools closest to you.
Where are the schools located?
Take a look. This is a class schedule put out by the Division of Adult and Occupational Education. It's a guide to all the classes for this year. It lists all the classes we offer and the location of each one.
Wow, so many different classes.
This is great.
We offer everything from ESL and accent reduction to drafting, play production, even nursing.
Did you say nursing?
Let me go.
Here she is.
She may be shy, but she's tough.
Hey, I have a certificate as a nurse assistant. Is it true that you have an LVN program?
Yes, many of our employment preparation centers offer vocational nursing. It's all right here in our class schedule.
May I see one?
Of course. Oh, and here's the information on the nursing program.
My friends were right. You have been very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm here to help.
Does Mrs. Schwab recommend An take a class at the Business Industry School? Yes, she does. She recommends An take a class in retail marketing. Does Mrs. Schwab suggest a word processing class for Maria? Yes, she does. What does Mrs. Schwab show Anna Maria? Right, the class schedule. Is Mrs. Lopez shy about seeing Mrs. Schwab? Yes, she is. Does Mrs. Schwab help Mrs. Lopez find the classes she needs to get her LVN certificate? Yes, she does. You're going to practice repeating things our friends say to the counselor, Mrs. Schwab. Watch and listen closely. When our friends say something or ask Mrs. Schwab a question, you'll have time to repeat. If you need more time, you can always push the pause button. Let's watch and listen.
I want to be a high school teacher. What do I need to do?
You'll need to go to college, of course.
Yes, but I don't have a diploma from here. What can I do?
You should finish your ESL Level 6 class and enroll in the Diploma Plus program.
What is the Diploma Plus program?
It's a program that prepares you for the GED test.
What's the GED test?
The GED tests your ability in various high school subjects.
What happens if I pass the GED test?
You'll get a GED certificate, which is just like a high school diploma.
Can I get into college with a GED certificate?
Yes, you can. You'll probably want to start off at a community college.
What is a community college?
A community college, sometimes called a junior college, is a low-cost college where you can begin taking the classes towards getting your bachelor's degree.
I work during the day. Can I take classes at night?
Yes, you can take classes at night.
Can I become a teacher after going to community college?
Not exactly. To become a teacher, you'll need both a teaching credential and a BA, a Bachelor of Arts degree. You can't get a BA from a community college.
How can I get a BA degree?
After you go to a community college, you'll have to transfer to a state university or college.
I've heard your business and industry school offers a class in retail marketing.
Yes, it does.
It's just the class I need to learn how to run a small business.
Yes, I'd like to take a word processing class.
Have you worked with computers before?
I do quite a bit of data entry at my job.
Well, then you want our class in word processing.
I have a certificate as a nurse's assistant. Is it true that you have an LVN program?
Yes, many of our employment preparation centers offer vocational nursing programs.
My friends were right. You have been very helpful.
You're welcome. I'm here to help.
Very good. Now you will listen to our friends talk about a class that's listed in the class schedule. When you hear our friends talk about a class, you will have time to repeat.
Look, this class teaches how to be a veterinarian's assistant.
They offered several different art classes.
Here's a class in reading improvement.
And here's a class in parenting.
They have a class in medical office procedures.
Here's a class called vocabulary building.
They have lots of different classes in office careers.
Here are several classes on vocational ESL.
And here's one called Life Skills for Urban Living.
I'd love to take this class in American history.
They even offer basic acting techniques.
They offer classes to interest just about everyone.
call the Public Information Line at 213-62-LEARN for the most current class information.
That was great. Now I want you to ask Mrs. Schwab about a class you want to take and answer her questions. You've heard our friends talk about several different types of classes. Ask Mrs. Schwab about the type of class you want to take. When you see Mrs. Schwab, say,
"Hi, Mrs. Schwab. Do you have any classes in cosmetology?"
Remember to fill in the blank with the kind of class that interests you and then answer Mrs. Schwab's questions. Here's an example of the questions she will ask.
I'm sure we can find a class to meet your needs. Let's look in the class schedule. Do you want to take classes during the day or the night?
In the evening, please.
Have you ever taken any similar course before?
No, I haven't.
Do you have a high school diploma?
Yes, I do.
What area do you live in?
I live in the valley.
Now you try it.
I'm sure we can find a class to meet your needs. Let's look in the class schedule. Do you want to take classes during the day or the evening? Have you ever taken a similar class before? Do you have a high school diploma? And what part of town do you live in?
That was very good. Remember, if you need to, you can rewind the tape and repeat the exercise. This is the focused listening section of the lesson. You will need a pencil and a piece of paper or your worksheet. Many times you hear information, but you're not exactly sure you heard the information correctly. In the next section of our lesson, you will practice listening for information and then checking for your accuracy. Your worksheet looks like this. You will watch 4 short conversations between one of our friends and the counselor, Mrs. Schwab. Listen closely to what Mrs. Schwab tells each person. After you watch the conversation, listen to the question and look at the 3 choices. Circle the correct answer or write the number of the correct answer on your paper. Let's start with Mrs. Lopez. Watch the conversation and circle the number by the class Mrs. Schwab recommends.
Do you think I'm too old to continue studying?
No, of course not. The healthcare field needs lots of people. And since a lot of the patients are elderly, they feel more comfortable with older professionals.
I have a hard time with the medical words. I know them in Spanish, but in English, I could sure use some help.
I suggest you take our medical terminology class. You'll learn all the words you need to know.
Thanks for the advice. I'll take it.
Look at the 3 choices. What class does Mrs. Schwab recommend? Circle the best answer. Is it number 1, medical terminology? Number 2, medical office procedures? Or number 3, home health care? The correct answer is number 1. Mrs. Schwab recommends the medical terminology class. Let's try it again. Watch Maria talk to Mrs. Schwab. Why does Maria want to take classes at night?
Are there any prerequisites for the word processing class?
Well, before you take the class, you need to know how to type. And the school prefers that you've had some computer experience.
Okay, I can type well. In fact, I'm the fastest typist in my law office. And by the way, I need to keep working while I'm going to school. Are there night classes?
Yeah, there are several. You'd have to go to the school in person to see if there's any space available. You might consider becoming a paralegal secretary. They make good salaries. I suggest you take the Office Careers Legal class we offer.
That's a great idea. Thank you.
Why does Maria want to take classes at night? Circle the correct answer. Is it number 1, because she needs to take care of her grandmother? Number 2, because she needs to go to school during the day? Or is it number 3, because she needs to keep working? The correct answer is number 3. Maria needs to keep working. Let's watch Ann's conversation. Why does she need to reserve a place in the merchandising class? Listen carefully.
What other business courses do you suggest I take?
I highly recommend the retail merchandising class as well. It's a popular class, so you should sign up soon. You and your friends need to visit the different centers and reserve your place for next semester. Popular classes fill up awfully quickly.
I'm glad you told me about that. You know, I have a little boy and childcare is difficult for me.
You know, many of our centers have childcare facilities for their students. You should check into seeing if you can put your son into childcare while you're in class.
That would solve a lot of my problems. Thanks so much for all your help.
Why does Ann need to reserve a place in the merchandising class? Circle the correct answer. Is it 1, because she needs childcare? 2, it's a very popular class? Or 3, she just got a promotion? The correct answer is number 2. She has to reserve a place because it's a very popular class. Let's watch Ara's conversation. How does Ara have to register for the class?
I want to become a racing car mechanic. What classes do you recommend?
If you want to work on high-performance cars, I'd recommend the Advanced Auto Diagnosis and Repair class at one of the occupational centers. You have to go there in person to register.
But I work during the week.
Saturday classes are available.
That's good. Do classes cost a lot?
Oh, no. Classes at the occupational center aren't very expensive at all. Classes are about $10 to $20. Of course, you'll have to buy a uniform and some tools, but you'll be using those on the job after you finish school, so they're in good investment.
You're right. Every top mechanic has his own special tools. Thanks for all your help.
Good luck on your new career.
How does Ara have to register for the class? Is it number 1, on the phone, number 2, in person, or is it number 3, by mail? The correct answer is number 2. Ara has to register in person. You can stop the tape, rewind, and replay the conversations if you need to hear this exercise again. Thanks for studying with me. I'll see you again next time.
Thank you for taking the time to study with us. Let's review. Today you learn about different kinds of training, and you also learn about class schedules at community adult schools and employment preparation centers. Next time you will learn how to register for classes you want. Until then, keep putting English to work.